Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here today with another Virgo girl recommendation. Now, I feel like I should have just done a 90s theme this week because I don't know what it is about the 90s, but the movies from the 90s, while we've been on lockdown, I've just been watching them. And listen, while we were on lockdown, sorry, we're not on lockdown now. I don't want to confuse anybody. While we were on lockdown, like I watched a lot of movies from the 90s, and those movies, I got so much out of them. I just feel like, wow. I felt like they had so much drive, so much just grit to them, and it was really good to watch. Now, if you like hip hop music, if you like more of a rough, rugged type movie with violence and, just more of a hip hop thing. And also just a good movie, to watch. I mean, from beginning to end, I recommend Belly. Belly is another 1990s movie. I like this movie because it just was so gritty and just so raw, and I liked how they blasted the music in certain scenes, and I liked the different characters that they had in the movie, and just how the actors did such a great job in portraying certain areas of the country that were dealing with the drug epidemic at that time, and how they just really brought to life certain areas. You know how like in the South, people, they kind of talk a certain way, they kind of like live a certain way. And then you go somewhere like New York City, things are a little bit different. And I loved how I feel like they brought that so well to the screen. I thought everybody in this movie, they did a good job with cleaning people up, as far as the ones who were supposed to be like the fly characters. They looked fantastic, like Keisha, the girlfriend of Tommy. She was always so well put together, the typical, girlfriend of a big time drug dealer. She looked fantastic all the time, and just everything about this movie was great. I don't want to give away the entire movie, but I do recommend it if you do like more of a hip hop type movie, but one that's actually well made and one that actually has a decent storyline and good actors. I think this movie really, brought that. I was surprised at what a good actor Nas was. It's always good to see people who have a career in something and see them branch off into other things and actually be able to act. That brings me to another movie that I'll talk about, but I want to talk about, I was watching The Godfather, not The Godfather, but I can't think of the name of the movie now. But at any rate, I'm going to do a video on it, so it doesn't matter. But they had a rapper in there and he did a good job. So anyway, I'll move past that because I can't think of the movie right now, but I'll just do a video on it. But on this movie, I do recommend it. The music, it gets you going. It takes you back. It's very nostalgic. This one was, I believe this one was made in the late 90s. So of course, great movie, great music. I love the 90s. Great I can't even talk. Great music came out in the late 90s, so you get to hear a lot of the music from the 90s. And yeah, I just feel like, well, you know what, I take that back. Not a lot of the music from the 90s, but you get to hear music from the 90s from these artists and from, a few other artists. So it's not like a lot of music, but you do get to hear several songs. And I love the way they incorporated the music into the movies. There's nothing like a good soundtrack. Remember when soundtracks were just as popular as the movies? I miss those days. And people seem like the artists who were a part of a soundtrack, they really brought it. They really brought it to the table when it came to the music that they made for the soundtracks. Whatever happened to that? I don't know. I think they still do it, but I don't feel like they do it on such a large scale anymore to where it's like a whole soundtrack to the movie. And it's like the soundtrack is so good that, it's just right up there with the movie. At any rate, check it out. Check out Belly, guys. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Do you think it was a great movie? Do you guys think it was cheesy? Who was your favorite character? Etc. etc. And do you guys think this movie had some kind of deep meaning? On this one, I feel like for me, what I got out of it is that it's like whatever you put out there, whatever you do in life, it does end up coming back to you, whether good or bad. But it's going to end up coming back. So what I mean by that is if you're just living life in a terrible, terrible, terrible way, it can come back and get you at some point. And we all know that doesn't happen to everybody. But I feel like in this movie, that's what it seemed like to me. Like, it's just like, is it about just living your life in a bad way? It can come back to haunt you. Was that the underlying meaning? Or what do you guys think was the underlying meaning for this movie? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, peace.